When an avoidant discards a partner, they don't really give much in the way of closure. They often give very vague excuses as to why the relationship has to end. Well, here are the top 5 reasons, excuses, that an avoidant will typically give a partner, and here's the actual meaning behind them. I can't give you what you need. What the avoidant really means here is, I won't give you what you need. I recognize that you want participation from me in the relationship. I recognize that you want things like emotional intimacy. You want to see emotional effort on my end. I'm not interested in doing that. I am emotionally walled off. I'm perfectly content receiving all that validation from you and all that attention. That gives me a dopamine rush. It makes me feel good. But when you want something from me in return, even if it's just the bare minimum, I'm not going to do that, because that would involve lowering my walls and potentially risking you getting into my heart. And if you get there, you're going to figure out that I'm unlovable. You're going to reject me and you're going to abandon me. So I am much more comfortable being a taker in a relationship, not a giver. And you want me to give, and I'm not willing to do that. Number 2, I'm just not ready for a relationship right now. Well, I'm ready for a relationship as long as it doesn't involve emotional intimacy, as long as it doesn't involve me opening up and being close with you. I have walls up that I'm not really interested in taking down. I do need external validation though, because I don't know how to internally validate myself. My self-esteem is very, very low. And I do need to get that attention to give me that dopamine rush to make me feel better about myself. However, I'm not ready for a relationship that involves me actually opening myself up and being vulnerable with somebody. That's scary, and I'm just not ready for that. And I'm probably never going to be. Number 3, I'm just looking for an easy relationship, and this isn't easy. Well, I don't like any feedback that criticizes me. I don't handle criticism well, because criticism, it pokes at my core beliefs that I am defective and I am unlovable. And even though your criticisms are not really nasty or all-encompassing, I take them that way anyway, because if I acknowledge your criticism, or if I acknowledge that I've done anything wrong in the relationship, that confirms to myself that I'm defective, and I don't want to go there. I want a relationship where there is no threat of emotional intimacy, and I don't get criticized. I want one where there's zero conflict, because from my childhood, I learned that conflict leads to rejection, which leads to abandonment. I'm just not willing to go there. You are asserting your wants and needs, which is too much for me. That's too much conflict. I want it easy. I want somebody that doesn't have boundaries. Number 4, I am just so overwhelmed. I'm overwhelmed. This is too much. I can't handle this. I'm overwhelmed. When the avoidant is overwhelmed, what they mean is they don't have the ability to handle and cope with life stress. Other things in their life, like work stress, financial stress, health stress, family stress, are piling up. And the relationship gives the avoidant a baseline of stress as it is. The relationship is not a source of stress relief for the avoidant. It is a source of stress, because the avoidant feels pressured to be emotionally available and emotionally vulnerable and participate emotionally in the relationship. That causes the avoidant stress, because they have a castle wall that they built around their heart. And when their partner is trying to get through that wall and connect with them, it causes them stress. So now when other life stresses compound and add on top of this already pre-existing stress, the avoidant gets overwhelmed, because they haven't learned the skill set in their life to cope and deal with life stresses in a healthy way. So they will look to stress dump, meaning they will look to remove things from their life to remove the stress, to relieve themselves from stress. The most disposable thing in their life is the relationship. They're not going to cut out their family. They're not going to cut out their work. They can't cut out finances. So the relationship, that's the disposable item, and that's going to be the first to go. Number 5, you deserve someone who can love you the way you deserve to be loved. The avoidant is being true here. They recognize that they are emotionally unavailable and unwilling to open up, and unwilling to give you the effort, love, and commitment that you deserve. And they also believe that you are too good for them, that you're better than they deserve anyway. And you're inevitably going to figure out that you're too good for the avoidant, and you're going to reject and abandon them. So they've convinced themselves that they are in fact doing you a favor by discarding you, because they're not good enough for you. You're going to figure that out, and you can go out and find somebody who can actually love you the proper way. It's not that the avoidant can't love you the proper way. It's that they are choosing not to, because they're choosing not to face their inner fears of emotional intimacy. But they are being truthful here. They know you deserve more, and they're telling you that. So if you've heard any of these vague excuses, understand this is the meaning behind them. It's a very painful thing to go through when you get discarded, regardless of whether it's an abrupt discard or a slow fade discard. You didn't deserve that, especially if you were a kind and loving partner to this person. And this person, unfortunately, does not self-reflect, so they're not really able to give you coherent explanations as to why they're ending the relationship. And often, they really don't even understand why they're ending the relationship at all. But it's a reflection of them and their unhealed attachment wounds, as well as their character. It's not a reflection of you.